Hi, now today we're going to look at the IELTS reading paper, and we're going to focus in particular on the true, false, not given task type. And this is probably the single most common type that you will find in the IELTS exam. So it's really important that we try to understand how to do it well. Okay, so in the exam you're given a set of statements. It might be between 5 and 8 statements relating to the text, and you have to decide if they are true, i.e. does the statement agree with the information in the text, or is it false if the statement contradicts the information in the text, so it says the opposite, okay, or is it not given because there is no information in the text on this. Now I'm stressing the word in the text because you might see a statement and think, oh, okay, of course that's true according to your general knowledge. For example, the statement might say that smoking is bad for your health. Now we all know that that's true, but does it say it in the text? If there's no information, then it's not given. Now another example, let's say the statement says there are 29,000 people in the stadium, but in the text it says 39,000 people are in the stadium. Then it's false because the statement contradicts the information in the text. Okay, so now let's go on and look at an example. Okay, so here's a very short text, much shorter than in the real exam, of course. Okay, and it's called Machines That Play Chess. So let's first of all go and look at the statements. Now, when you read the statements, I suggest that if you're doing the paper-based exam, you should underline the keywords as you're reading them. This will help you focus your mind on the details of those statements, the important details. So I'm going to look at number 1. The first chess playing machine was built in the 18th century. Now you can see that I've chosen to underline first because in the text it might talk about the second or the third or the last, but not the first. So that could be a key piece of information. Of course, nouns, chess playing machine, names of people, any kind of noun you should underline. Action verbs like built, saved, created, manufactured, underline them. And dates, times, centuries, and any other statistical information like numbers, percentages, that kind of thing. Okay, so again, let's look at statement 2. Benjamin Franklin was able to defeat the chess Turk. Oops. And the last one, Edgar Allan Poe realized that the chess Turk was a hoax. Okay, so you can see that these are quite important bits of information. Now you then go to the text and look for the information. Now the good thing is that all these statements follow the same order as the text. So if you found the answer to number 1, then you can the answer to number 2 will come after, and so on. Okay, so let's go and see if we can find any information near the beginning of the text about the first chess playing machine. And if we scan the text, we can see here that it mentions a chess playing machine. Okay, and you've got some dates here. So let's just read this part here. Okay. The idea of creating a chess playing machine dates back to the 18th century. Okay, so the idea dates back to the 18th century, but it doesn't say it was built. So if we just went on that sentence alone, we don't know, it would be not given. But if you then read on, it says around 1769, an Austrian inventor constructed one called the chess Turk. So it constructed a chess playing machine. So 1769 is, or rather was, in the 18th century, and constructed is a synonym of built, and therefore we know that the answer to this one is, it is true. True. Okay. Let's look at number 2. Benjamin Franklin was able to defeat the chess Turk. Now, you don't have time to read the whole text, so scan over the text, see if you can find the name Benjamin Franklin, and because names are quite easy to find because they're in capital letters, I can see it there and I can see him mentioned here. So I'm going to go back to the beginning of this sentence here, and I'm going to read this because I know this mentions Benjamin Franklin. Okay, so in Paris, the machine played a game against the US ambassador, who at that time was the inventor and scientist Benjamin Franklin. Okay, so we know here that he played a game, but so far we don't know if he defeated the chess Turk. We know he played a game against the chess Turk, but we don't know if he defeated it. Let's go on, just check. Franklin was fascinated by the machine and said it was the most interesting game of chess he had ever played. He said it was fascinating, it was interesting, but there's nothing to mention whether he defeated the chess Turk or whether the chess Turk defeated him. So the answer, of course, is not given. Not given. Okay. Let's go on to the third example. Edgar Allan Poe realized that the chess Turk was a hoax. A hoax. So again, scan the text to find the name Edgar Allan Poe, and I can see it here. So I'm going to read this sentence starting here. The writer Edgar Allan Poe wrote an essay explaining how he thought the chess Turk worked, though his theories proved to be incorrect. So the statement says he realized that the chess Turk was a hoax, but in the actual text it says he explained how he thought it worked, but his theories were incorrect. They proved to be incorrect. Therefore, he did not realize it was a hoax. So the answer to number 3 is false. Okay. So today I've showed you a very short example of a true sentence, a sentence or statement that's not given, and one that is false. I hope that has given you a little insight into how this task type works, and I hope to see you again sometime. Okay.